Hello, lovelies. We are back to talk about all things books, and today we are talking about my favorite book. Nobody's shocked. It's a 5-star read for me. The Mockingjay, the third book in the Hunger Games installment by Susan Collins. Oh my gosh, am I in love with this book. Let me start out with this is probably the saddest of the 3 books, and even the happy ending at the end is not a happy ending. There is too much pain. Too many people have been hurt. Katniss is coming off of the pain of losing so many people she loved, her entire district. Quite frankly, she snapped a little bit, which can't blame a girl. Chances are I'd snap if in her shoes. I don't think anybody's surprised that this is a 5-star read for me. This will probably always be a 5-star read for me. This is my favorite out of the series, and it can do no wrong in my eyes. You officially meet Coin, who is the rebellion leader for District 13, who, in my opinion, is worse than Snow. I told you all that Snow is my favorite villain, and that does not change. But I do not think he is the main villain in this book. He is evil. He is a monster. Nobody discredits that. Nobody is arguing that. Coin, to me, is worse, because she led this whole rebellion for years. She started a war. Maybe she didn't start the war, but she sat while 12 other districts suffered. And while the capital's people suffered, like, yes, they were sheltered and they were hidden from it, they were still just people. Most of the people, I hit my microphone. Most of the people in today's book, in the Mockingjay, were not born when the rebellion happened. So she sat idly by while just a bunch of districts were left to fend for themselves, and a entire capital of people were left to be sheltered while a Hunger Game took place every year. So for that, I absolutely hate Coin. I hated her from the get-go when she first asks Katniss to be the Mockingjay and to be the face of the people. I hate how she controls Katniss and how she tries to control everybody. I do not like a lot of the new characters that get introduced into this book. I love our old characters. I love our side characters. I miss Cinna, and he gets brought up so often in this book, as well as everybody who Katniss feels died protecting her. When in reality, what was happening is they were standing their ground. This is also where the scene when Snow looks at Katniss and goes, "Let's not lie to each other," really comes into play. I cannot talk about the prim scene because it brings tears to my eyes as somebody who loves her little sister more than anything on this planet. I would volunteer as tribute for my little sister so she would not have to. I would put my name in as many times for the food so my sister would not have to. I would go to war so my sister would not have to. But you see Prim grow up in this book. She is no longer that little girl that we left in the first book to go fight in the Hunger Games to defend. She is her own person with her own ideology and her own thoughts and opinions. And oh man, I never realized how much I'd miss Joanna until this book made me miss her. The scene in Catching Fire when she looks at Katniss and is like, "A wedding dress," and Katniss is like, "Snow made me wear it," and she says something along the lines of like, "Make him pay for it or make him choke on it." That makes me so happy, and is just, this book just shows the strength of Joanna. Finnick and Annie. I told you guys a little bit in Catching Fire that mine and my fiance's relationship, if I had to pick a character in a book that it was closely related to, it would be Finnick and Annie's. I am an absolute mess. I don't do well with social settings. I don't do well with people. I am a little bit batshit crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just slightly crazy. But Chris brings me down to earth. If it was up to me, I would literally wallow in a hole with my books and never come out. Chris ensures that I get out of my head, that I am myself, which I feel like is the same hold that Finnick does for Annie. And so to see their love and to get to experience their wedding, which also makes about 3/4 of the way into the book heartbreaking, but to see the love that they have for one another, and oh, it's so beautiful. You see just how devastating Snow can be to people in what he does to Peeta, and how, I can't just blame Snow, how the enforcers in the capital can just take somebody and from the inside out just rip them out, just completely demolish who they are as a person. It's heartbreaking. It is so sad. It absolutely breaks my heart. And I told you guys in, I think, the video I did on the Hunger Games, or maybe it was in my March TBR video, I am Team Peeta. I am Team Peeta all the way. I never deviated from that. I love me a golden retriever guy who knew what he wanted from the get-go. Like, none of it was fake for him. And in this book, he does this thing with Katniss where he asks questions, and he doesn't just ask her, he asks anybody around. And he says something along the lines of, here's my question, real or not real? And then the other people in the platoon, Gale, Haymitch, Katniss, will respond with, that's not real, or that's real. So that way Peeta can try to get some semblance of his memory, because he really doesn't have an understanding of what's going on. They used Tracker Jacker Venom to get into his head, and if you have not read this book, I'm probably spoiling so much. Please don't watch this video if you haven't read this book. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is like one of my all-time favorite books. These are some of my like sweet baby children characters. This is a world that if I could live in any world, I would probably live in the Hunger Games world. So I'm so sorry if I'm ruining all of this for you. Oh God, it's so painful. This book is so painful, and there is a happy ending. There is a happy ending. It's not that happy. It's not. There's a lot of pain that created it. The epilogue, I know every epilogue is just they had children and they grew old together, that sort of thing. There's a part of the epilogue where she looks at her sweet baby child and goes, it's okay. You just had a nightmare. I have nightmares too. Eventually I'll tell you about them someday. And it makes my heart fall into the pit of my stomach. It breaks me because, like, she was just a child when all of this started, and at the end of this book, she's like 18 years old. She's still a baby, and these people are just pitting her against everyone in her life. Oh, it makes me so angry. If you all have read the Hunger Games series, if you enjoyed it, if you hated it, I'd love to hear your opinion. If you've got any book recommendations for me, you know I'm always looking for those. You can leave them all down in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching. 5-star book. I recommend highly if you have not read the Hunger Games series. Give it a shot. I love it so much. Thanks again for watching, y'all, and I'll catch you in the next video, okay?